let's do it again. This time I'm facing the English. And at this point, my opponent's rating was 2497, Lichess Blitz, and I was 2432. So I've made some progress, slowly inching my way towards 2500. And I get another chance to play a King's Indian. And this is a key moment in understanding, and we've already seen my special sauce, the prep, if you will, playing against what I dub an automatic English player. An automatic English player is the guy in this position that wants to go d3, rook b1, b4, etc. That's where this move c6 comes in. Now, you can play this move if you play a system against d4 that involves c6. You got to keep transpositions in mind. One of the main reasons I like either c6 or a6 is having the ability to play these lines against the automatic English. Because if d3, I'm going to go a6, and on rook b1, I'm playing b5. We've seen this in a few of my games so far. Now, with d4, we have transposed into the Fianchetto variation, the King's Indian, and bishop f5 is the move that's in vogue for me right now. It's probably just completely busted and whatnot, but I've had some decent results with it. I'm not getting pushed off the board like I was in the Panov systems against much stronger players, so I'm going to play it for a bit. And we've got a great series in the Palm Beach Chess Patreon where this system is covered in depth by our resident grandmaster at Palm Beach Chess. So after rook e1, already it's important to understand what rook e1 does. Rook e1 has the big threat of e4 being played. So we stop it with knight e4. And after queen b3, we take time to capture there. And I will be honest that this next move, I was fully expecting what I had in my notes as the main line. After b takes c3, the best move is actually bishop c8. So when he played queen takes c3, I had already pre-moved bishop c8. This is now nonsensical. What should have been played is bishop e4, because the best way to make sure no piece is going to a square is to sit on that square yourself. And that's what I'm doing. And after queen e3, after d5, we've got ourselves a very good-looking, solid Grunfeld for black. We've fixed all of our problems, and we've got room to press here. But after bishop c8, this already puts me in the hole a bit. And this is the risk that you take when you play a little bit too quick in Blitz, that you move order yourself. It's not necessarily that your opponent has done anything fantastic, but you did it to yourself. So after knight d7, my opponent shouldn't miss this opportunity. He should play e5, and after queen a3, he's got some great pressure. So that's how white definitely could have taken an edge. He played bishop e3, gives me time to kind of dissolve the central tension a bit, and I should be going for knight e5, followed by knight g4 to grab the b pair. That would have been best play, but I decide to go with an old mantra: when in doubt, hedgehog it out, and get an absolutely horrendous position where white's got all the space, he's doing everything right, my opponent's good, he's doing the good things, I am definitely much worse. But the thing about being much worse, you still have to play the game. You still have to fight back. You still have to have the mentality that your opponent will screw up. You just have to be there. So after rook bc8, slowly uncoiling, my opponent is going all out. He has now decided to touch every single one of his pawns in this game. And this is adding insult to injury because I'm kind of stuck on the first three rows, like, don't hit me. After rook fd8, a5, again, he's doing all the right things. Knight b6, I'm like, well, maybe I can do something. And this is where white could break my back. And it's kind of a counterintuitive move because it looks like all of white's pieces are well placed. But queen a2 is extremely strong. And after I preserve the bishop, c5, and the main idea of the queen is its flexibility with holding onto the knight and keeping an eye on the black king for potential future tactics. So queen f2 was played, which forces me to look like I can't play chess. I just keep moving my knight back and forth. He resolves some tension a bit for me. And after e5, it's interesting because I've been just like just perceiving that white is overwhelming. But I got a pawn. And after I take here, he goes bishop d5, and I'm still feeling like I'm worse. But it's very interesting that after this move, black goes from very lost and under pressure to completely and utterly winning. And this is why chess just really is not fair. Legitimately, my opponent was doing everything right, and it's beginning to unravel. So the might in his position comes from the B pair. And since my pieces are still in a coil, knight f6, I would love to sample your B pair, sir. And he goes, well, I really don't have any choice, otherwise I'm going to lose the C pawn. And I'm a happy guy. Now I feel very confident that black should win this game. There's no major imbalance. Black's up material. Black has weaknesses that are hard to get to. And as long as heavies stay on the board, white king is wide open, whereas mine is now a good bit safer. Rook e8, as my queen is still tethered to the d6 pawn, and rooks are meant to go on open files. When up material, we're looking to trade down, and that's what I do here, followed by queen takes. My opponent goes for the back rank type of tactic here. My rook can't take, pull the ladder out from under the queen. So no, none of that. And after queen takes, my opponent would love to figure out a way to get his bishop to attack mine. But there's no route that he can take to get to my bishop. So now it's a matter of technique and making sure that I eliminate as much counterplay as possible. He's got counterplay on my A pawn, no more counterplay. So he's still looking to come around, but I'm not in trouble. I've got time to handle this. F5. This does two things. One, it makes it easy for my king to step off this pin. Important. And then two, notice how I am securing pawns on the opposite color of my bishop, making my bishop stronger and my opponent's bishop weaker because his pawns are stuck on the same color as his bishop, giving it less mobility. His bishop can only defend, my bishop can only attack these pawns. Important in-game motif to be aware of. After bishop c3, still he has no way to exploit the pin. h5 again, same theme as before. My bishop is stronger than yours. And as I say this, I'm offering the trade of bishops, just mostly to improve. All of my pawns agree with my bishop. Now I'm the one looking to exploit a pin. No hurries. I go for this trade down because I understand that this endgame is relatively trivial to win. And we'll see the technique in mass time trouble. Want to make sure that there's no problems with the g-pawn, no problems with mates. And if you want to take here, sets a nasty little trap that you can only take one. Actually, is this a nasty little trap? No. I should hold together for him, shouldn't it? I guess it wasn't as nasty as I thought. If he plays rook takes g6, I'm probably just having to go f4 or something like that. And looks like white's got pretty reasonable chances to hold. But rook b6, f4, f3. And this is what happens in mass time trouble. The technique kind of goes out the window. but occasionally you can get rooks and stuff for free. That always feels nice. And we end this one with a checkmate.